Hey there, everybody. Tony Dreamt here, and today we're going to talk about a serious topic: self-deletion and why you shouldn't do it. So, story time. Now, I wouldn't consider myself to be religious, but I'm spiritual to an extent. And I guess you can say I'm kind of borderline atheist. So if that kind of stuff irks you, then you should probably click off of this video. So, I'll take you back to the year 2012. It was the year that I professed Jesus to be my Lord and Savior. Me, being new to the whole thing, thought everything was going to be smooth sailing from that moment on. I was incorrect. When you're a baby to this, or new to something, you just start absorbing every little thing everybody tells you. You start believing your own lies. Little did I know this was the beginning of mass schizophrenia for me. But before I was diagnosed, basically the church I attended was very diluted. The things they would talk about, the pastor would say things like visualize a certain thing, and that will happen in your life. If you see it in your mind, they say you can hold it in your hand or live your life in expectation. Or when the praises go up, the blessings come down and all this other nonsense. The usual suspects that cater to the new age propaganda. But it was shit that I was willing to try. So, I'd pray every day. I'd go to most church services that there were. I'd visualize life how I wanted. I made a vision board. I did all this shit. And I just thought I'd try it out. So I did that for about the entirety of 2012. We get to 2013. My mental state started to get a little bit worse. So, true story right here. One night, I got visited by what most people would consider a spirit, an angel, a demon. I don't know what it was, but I was visited by some sort of force. And this force made me feel extremely joyful about what he was telling me, or she was telling me, or it was telling me. Basically, it was relaying a message that, oh, you're gonna be rich and famous. And this one particular girl that I really like, she was apparently my significant other. So I'm sitting here in the bed, like flabbergasted at what I'm getting from this being, this spirit, whatever this is. Looking back now, I know that it was probably a schizophrenic induced delusion, but I believed it. So I tried to brush it off, despite the euphoria. And then basically I'm sitting here like, okay, so whatever this is, maybe it's God, because I've been going to church for a year or so. And he's trying to tell me, oh, hey, I have this great big plan for you, just like the pastor always says. Excuse me. So I started to write music in my room. I would write 3 songs every day, and they were very, I guess some people would say, satanic, demonic, evil stuff. And it was really violent and involved things regarding my mother, who for the longest time I didn't get along with, but we're good now. That's a good thing. But I would write a lot of violent kind of stuff. And I have no musical talent. If you could rate my singing on a scale of 1 to 10, it would probably be a 2. I am not a good singer. I am not a good writer. But most songs, if the songs weren't violent, then the songs were about this particular girl that I was being deceived into thinking was my significant other. Side note, I never really saw myself in a relationship or getting married, but that's a story for another video. Anyway, I gradually became angrier and violent about this supposed life that I was going to have. And one thing about me is I hate that word. I hate the word promise, because promises usually go unfulfilled. And my dad, who I don't have a relationship with, basically promised me that, oh, I'll pick you up after school, or you won't be at the babysitter's for a fucking week while I'm shagging every fucking girl in town. Which it didn't take me long as a young kid to realize what he was doing. But that was clearly what he was doing. So, I would write stuff. I'd argue with my mom all the time about stupid, petty shit. I kept going to church to try to, keep that relationship with God. Try to tough it out as best I can. It was the same rhetoric. The same repeated, regurgitated stuff. Oh, God's gonna do this. God's got a great plan for you. This is gonna be your best year yet. Miracles, signs, and wonders. All this great stuff's gonna fucking happen because some guy standing in front of a room in a puffy robe said so. I used to believe people were mouthpieces of God, but people were just talking out of their own ass most of the fucking time. And it took me a long time to realize that. But going into 2014, now this is where we start talking about the self-deletion shit. That was the worst fucking year of my life. I've argued with my mother for about a decade or so, but that particular year was when I wanted to do something that I probably would have regretted. And big time wanted to do something to her, wanted to do something to myself, but it was the worst year of my life. I was still trying to go to church. I was still trying to hold on with my mental state deteriorating. And then the delusions just continued all throughout that fucking year, and it was just the worst fucking shit ever. And then this one fucking night in 2014, sometime in the summertime. Now keep in mind, all this time I'm still writing a lot of violent music or a lot of really angsty shit. And then this one time in the middle of the fucking year, like I planned to kill myself. I planned it. Or I should say self-delete. You can't say that word on a video or whatever, but I planned to do that. I was in my room by myself. I pulled out my knife. And I'm standing there with my door unlocked so that my mom and my sister could find my dead body. And I was ready to just fucking die. So, as I'm preparing to do this, like a thought comes into my mind, and I'm still confused by it to this very day, but a thought comes into my fucking mind about this particular girl that I was being told about by whatever this force was. I'll just call it a force. I don't know if it was a spirit. I don't know. I don't trust anything. I don't trust. They say that the devil can transform into an angel of light. God is light. The devil can transform into light. It's hard to distinguish some fucking times. So I'll just call it a fucking force. And it made me think about not just this girl, but this grandiose, regurgitated shit that most of these ministers and these pastors and these preachers talk about. It's all about prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. And something about that made me want to not stab myself, and instead I proceeded to stab the fuck out of my fucking air mattress. That was fun. But I'm annoyed by it because why? Why this delusion? Why did this fucking not only ruin my life, almost caused me to kill myself, but also kinda saved my life. And it's confusing and it's weird to say that. But I got tired of the fluff of unrealistic promises. I got tired of just believing in this cockamamie bullshit. If God was gonna do something, he'd have done it. And then somebody might say, oh, well, he's done all he can on the cross, and I'm not gonna take that away from anybody, or him, or anyone. But when you're manipulating a building full of people that have needs, that are desperate, that are down on their luck, and you tell them all this shit is gonna start fucking popping off. That's not everybody's story. Not everybody gets to be rich and famous, and it's not all about being rich and famous. Sometimes it's just having peace of mind. And you're not no one is guaranteed peace in this life. No one is guaranteed that. The only thing you can do is just grin and bear it sometimes. And I did that for a long time, and then eventually it broke me. And then at the end of that particular year was when I was hospitalized around Christmas. And then I had the doctor tell me, hey, you've got something wrong with you. On that Christmas, on that Christmas when I got hospitalized, I literally thought I was God. I literally thought God just manifested in me, and I was saying all this weird shit that didn't make sense. It was a delusion. It was a fucking delusion. I'm not special. I'm not this grandiose person. It took me all that time to realize that I had something wrong with my mind. I'm not a big star. I'm not dating that girl of my dreams. But if I killed myself, if I took my own life, I wouldn't have realized that there was something fucking wrong with me. Now, I'm not the strongest person in the world. Hell, I've had many moments of weakness. But if I can help somebody out there who's going through a delusion, or going through a tough time, or going through some sort of self-delusion period, you can't do that. You can't do that to yourself. You can't do that to the people that care about you, because there's got to be at least one person out there that gives a damn about you. There's got to be one fucking person out there. And life is fucking hard for fucking everybody. Even the rich and famous people, they're not fucking happy. They're miserable fucking people. Oh, I can buy whatever I want, and I'm having all this crazy sex, and I've got all the fame, and blah 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 blah, and all the shit that I was being fucking duped into. These people aren't fucking happy. They're not. So when you look at these people, and like I can't watch the fucking Tonight Show. I used to watch the Tonight Show all the time. I can't watch shows like that without getting like annoyed, like, oh, look at this fucking person. And it's not a jealousy thing. It's just based on the delusions that I've had. It's like the girl that I was being told about. I can't anything that regards that person, I just can't fucking bring myself to fucking indulge in. But life is hard for everybody. That's what makes all of us equal to an extent, because I really truly don't believe we're all created equal. There's people that are more athletic, there's people that are more rich, there's people more beautiful, blah 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 blah. But the one thing that connects us is struggle. We all struggle with something. But if you take the coward's way out, you're going to hurt the people that love you and care about you. And you're not going to see what's going to happen if you decided to stay alive. This is a really important thing because I wanted to die. Got diagnosed with schizophrenia, had to learn the truth that I'd been having delusions for a while. Came to Utica, met some of the best friends I ever met in my life. Life may not be the way I want it to be, but it's better that I survived, despite the circumstances that caused me not to kill myself. And I just want to point out, I don't have that particular delusion anymore. But, you know, it's weird. It's a weird thing what goes on in my mind. And it's a weird thing to be visited by a spirit or a force or whatever. But you just gotta tough it out. You know, even to this day, I still have voices in my head telling me to die, telling me to self-delete, telling me all sorts of stuff. And people love to say, oh, well, you are your thoughts, and your thoughts are, you know, no. Don't listen to that shit. Because if that were fucking true, everybody would be fucking doing all sorts of crazy shit. We've all had unwanted thoughts. And this isn't an unwanted thought issue. This is an intrusive thought issue. This is what I deal with on a daily basis. And me taking a stand against it, and it can be rough, and it can be lonely dealing with it. But there's always someone that's willing to listen. There's always somebody that gives a shit. Even in this fucking world. I don't really pray. I don't really believe God as much as I used to. But something didn't want me to die that night. And I don't know. I don't know what's out there. I don't. But if you take your life, if you self-delete, you just might miss out on something that makes you want to live. You just gotta stay alive and deal with whatever is going on. You have to muster up, man up, woman up, muster the strength. Muster the strength to just push on. And if you can't believe in a bearded man in the sky that controls everything, and if you're not really seeing anything in your life that you can prove came from God or whatever, sometimes all you got is yourself. So sometimes you just have to believe in yourself. And I've been dealing with this schizophrenia since 2013, 2012. I'm still dealing with it now. And my mind wants to think violent thoughts, and my mind wants to try to take me out. And I can either let my mind control me or I can control it. So the question is, are you going to take control or not? Are you going to take this, whatever this weight is, whatever is being thrown at you? We all struggle, we all suffer, deal with it. There's a lot of hard shit that happens to people. Don't take the coward's way out. Shoulder on and fight. Fight or die. And that's what I had to learn the hard way. all the praying in the world, all the hoping that God would hear me, it didn't really help me. I had to help myself. And that's the message that I'm trying to relay here. Power through. You got this. You got this. And that's all I really wanted to say. So, if you're going through something, talk to a friend, call suicide hotline, talk to your friends, get a therapist, get a psychologist, talk to somebody. There's always somebody that's willing to listen. There's always somebody that cares. So, yes sir, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching.